You're listening to the Double Dribble podcast on the RealGM network. That's Jared Dubin. I'm Dakhil. I don't know if I need to really reintroduce ourselves at this point in the pod. At some point, I'll stop, folks. Like, I'm trying to figure this whole thing out. I'm trying to just be a good host, teammate, all that fun stuff. All right. Jared already gave me the nod of, like, just keep it moving, dude. Like, just stop. And I'm like, all right, I got you. I saw that. Lakers just got fucking crushed. It's equated to a video I saw on social media of this couple doing a puzzle together. And just as they're about to put the last piece of the puzzle, the husband just swipes the whole board, the puzzle off the ground, tearing it apart. So it's like, that's kind of what happened to the Lakers. Austin Reaves out 4 to 6 weeks with a left oblique strain. Mm-hmm. Jokic, Jesus, sorry. Doncic out most likely for the remainder of the regular season with a grade 2 hamstring strain. I mean, fuck, man. LeBron's still 41. He didn't get younger. Like, that's unfortunate. They're kind of, like, I mean, let's just be honest. They're kind of screwed. Like, these injuries coming at the worst possible time for them.
I don't think they're kind of screwed. They're screwed. Like, you saw the game against the Mavericks last night. They're rolling out, like, Luke Kennard has a triple-double because he's basically the primary ball handler for them. They're rolling out, like, what's his name? Why am I drawing a blank off the top of my head? Nick Smith for a couple minutes, Bronny James for a few minutes, like Kobe Buffkin for a few minutes. Like, these are the guys that are handling the ball for them in addition to Luke Kennard and LeBron, who combined for 26 assists in that game. But are you really going to be able to count on those guys to create your entire offense while Luka and Reaves are out? Like, the whole point of this stretch where they were playing well was they moved LeBron into a sort of tertiary offensive role, and now he has to go right back to being the guy at the controls of everything. It's just it's really hard to see them making a run or even getting out of the first round, even if they're playing against Houston. Like, it's just really hard to see them having enough offensively to be able to do that, especially because it's going to affect their defense too. I know they're taking 2 negative defenders out of the starting lineup, but you're going to be playing not set defense more often because you're not going to score as well. LeBron is not going to defend at the same level he was, and Luke Kennard is going to be out there, so you're putting a negative defender out there to begin with.
Yeah, and I think the other thing too, no Marcus Smart, we should also add. One of their better defenders, even though he's also relatively old. And now that just the miles you're putting on guys, like LeBron played 39 minutes last night. Like, that's, you could see it in the course of the game of him fading and getting tired. And that's totally acceptable on his end, but like, because he had to do so much, but it was exhausting. Like, there were moments where, like, he's burst in transition, gets the pass, dunk, everything. Oh, look at him. Oh, this is amazing. 41. That was the second quarter. Fourth quarter, he looked tired. Fourth quarter, he looked like, y'all got it. Like, let me rest for a second. I think there's a level of, they're going to put a lot more stress on him as well in all of this. There's a lot of wrinkles to this with these injuries that, well, I want to touch on. But, like, this is pretty big in the sense of, this is a team that we thought at least we're, like, definitely a first round winner, most likely going to win their series in the first round. And people were looking around like, hey man, their experience might be too much for the Spurs. Like, it was a level of, like, some, people who want to talk experience over inexperience, like, we're looking at the Lakers saying, like, they probably weren't going to pick the Lakers, but they're like, this is going to be more of a series. And now we're looking at it going, like, they're probably going to drop to 4, and not out of the realm of possibility they drop to 5. I don't know that they have the tiebreaker.
With 2 games ahead?
They're one game ahead in the loss column. They're actually 1 game ahead, period. So it's okay. I don't know who has the tiebreaker between Houston and LA, but, like, they could even lose home court in the first round. Like, that's a legitimate possibility for where they're at, and I think that's something that, like, it just sucks.
The Lakers have the tiebreaker over the Rockets.
Okay, so they are basically 2 games over. The Houston has to win by +1, so right. But like still,
They're a game behind. There are only 4 games left. Like you got to go 3-1. Like you can't just go 3-1, 2-2. It has to be 4-0, 2-2.
Yeah, you're in that kind of. It's a tough spot to be in, and I think it's just really shitty in terms of bad luck. Ultimately, at the end of the day, with how well both those guys were playing, and how the team was playing all together, we were talking about their defense looks better. They look like they're more connected. They're more of a team. They're more locked in. All that. Like I'm pretty disappointed. It just sucks. Like we're hoping to have more fun with that. Injuries always suck. But then there are like weird stories. Did you see the thing that JJ Redick said about the MRI on Austin Reaves? That they did the wrong side? Like they were on the road and he got an MRI. And they scanned the wrong side.
Like they scanned his right oblique instead of his left oblique?
Mm-hmm. Let me make sure I have this right. Because I'm pretty sure I read that. This could be a real life case where I got fooled by the internet.
I can't believe that. That's absolute insanity.
I'm telling you. Nope, it's being reported. Dallas did wrong MRI scan on Austin Reaves per JJ Redick a day ago. Doesn't change he didn't have a strained oblique, but he did look like he was in pain when he went out and played.
Yeah. But how do you... I mean, I'm flabbergasted. How do you scan the wrong side? I shouldn't be laughing. Like, that's insane.
Scary.
That is, among the 79 weird things that have happened this season, that is certainly well up there.
By the way, that has flown completely underneath the radar. Like that has not really been discussed at all. And I'm like, yeah, man, just chalk it up to just. I think it's been a great season, but it's also been weird. We've had weird stories and weird things happening all season, and this is one of the ones there. So he's out 4 to 6 weeks, which is essentially out for the season. I find we're getting a rash of these oblique tears. I'm going to text a buddy of mine who's a former strength coach and just ask him like, why are we getting more of these now than I don't remember us getting becoming a regular NBA injury. Where
I'd have
we're
to
seeing
ask
that.
or look up on In Street Clothes from Jeff Stotts.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I remember both Paolo and Franz had them last year at basically the same time.
Yeah, and when they had it, I remember going like, we don't see that often. And now you have Austin with that. It's a bit weird with that. And then there's this other story. So this is the Luka story that's a bit weird for a couple of things. One, he's applying for the exception because he's at 64 games. He missed a game because of his being overseas for his baby's birth. And so now like they're going to apply for that, but you can't till the season ends, which is also part of weird sort of setup. Good luck to all the voters who have to will probably get their ballot way later than they're used to. And have to sort through all of that stuff. So see if they get that exception gets accepted or denied. And then there's the stuff where he's going to Europe to try to speed up his process. I remember a while back when Kobe went to Germany to get the platelet plasma enrichment stuff, and then now it's become a regular thing here in the PRP. I'm just saying, like, people are like, why would you have to go? Europe does some stuff a little bit better than us when it comes to healthcare. Let's just be honest. I think there's a level of that stuff. Now I'm just curious, like, is there a possibility he could be back before the playoffs begin?
It would just be pulling something out of my ass if I said either yes or no. Like, I have no idea how it's going to work there.
And should he? Like, would you even risk it?
No. Like a hamstring, that seems like an incredibly dangerous thing to mess with. Like, especially a grade 2 strain. Like, we've seen the guys out for multiple months when they have grade 2, grade 3 strains. To come back from that in like 2 weeks would be pretty nuts. To come back from it in a month would be pretty nuts. You know, like pushing the timeline any further than that seems incredibly unwise. I will say also I was listening to Bill and Zach this morning, someone made a good point. They sent in an email to Simmons where not only did Luka miss 2 games for the birth of his child, he got 16 technical fouls and he got suspended for a game. And if he would have played in that game, he wouldn't have to worry about this right now.
That's true. And I love Bill's thing of like, well, if he behaved the way we talk to our dog, you wouldn't be in this mess. Was kind of funny. It's just say this.
True. Like it's
I get it, but I'm gonna because I'm halfway through that podcast, and I'm gonna give you what Zach said, which was pretty funny too. He's like, yeah, but is the NBA gonna come out anti-family? We're punishing the guy for seeing his daughter like get baby's birth.
No,
like,
they should come out as anti-technical foul.
Right. It's just part of it is it's a fucked up rule. It's a dumb
Such a
rule.
stupid rule. Like
at the very least, if they had a caveat of, I've said this multiple times, I'm pretty sure I stole it from somebody. Apologies if you're listening and you're like, that was my idea first. Sorry. I know it wasn't mine because we all know I'm not smart enough. But if you add the thing of like 65 games or 2,000 minutes, a lot of these guys would qualify for awards and we wouldn't have to really worry about it. Like, it's just, I think that should be an important caveat there with that. I hate this whole, he only played 5 minutes in this game, so it doesn't count. I understand why that's in place, but also, like, now this is really backfired. I don't want to have this conversation. We're all on the same page. It's a stupid rule. Needs to be, at the very least, tweaked, if not completely erased from our memories.
Let's just trust the voters to figure out differences in playing time. That's what I got to say about it.
Yeah, that's it. That's all we really got to do when we're going into it. So the Lakers are kind of fucked.
Good.
I want to.
They weren't going to get out of the first round, and now maybe they can.
Now they're like, yeah, baby, playoff bonus. You know, those folks in the video room and the support staff are like, yeah, baby, get that playoff pool bigger for us.
You make more, honestly, I don't know how.
The further you go, you make more
money. The further you go.
Yeah, the further you go is a bigger pool.
I thought there was just like, this is a playoff bonus.
No, it's not a flat. The further you go, the more it is. And I'll give you some inside baseball for folks, because most support staff people do not have it in their contract whether they get a share or not. The head trainer might, but whether they get a full share, half share, whatnot. What usually happens is the end of the year, the end of the season, the players all get told how much the playoff bonus is, and they can divvy up who they want to give some of their share to. And that's how playoff bonus, or the coaching staff just decides, right? Every team does things differently. There's all sorts of setup with that. But like, if you're a player and this is your guy, like this is your workout guy, and he's with you the whole season, you give him a little extra ends, with that. So that's more just kind of small inside baseball that probably nobody really cared about. But it always mattered. It mattered to me.